students! How are you today? Is everybody doing well? I really hope so. I hope you're happy. I hope you feel safe. I hope you feel loved. I hope you're eating healthy vegan food. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? I always have a nice mug of water with me. Look what it says on it. Cow's milk is for baby cows. Inside I have water though. I like to drink water. Just warm water even, just plain like that. Of course I take it from the cold tap and then I put it in the microwave for a while or I warm it up. I don't even add a tea bag because I don't feel the need for it. Are you drinking water? Or oat milk? Or soy milk? I want to show you a snack that I have. Look, this is a typical snack that I would eat. Sometimes I just have that only for lunch, just in bigger quantities. Healthy foods, whole foods, nothing added, nothing taken away. These are tomatoes. This is a clementine. These are figs. These are dates. And these are Brazil nuts. These are walnuts. Try to get as many healthy foods as you can into your tummy every day. As much variety. You don't see anything green on this plate, but believe me, I will every day have some cruciferous vegetables. That's also important, like broccoli. You also want to be eating spinach. You can put that in a smoothie. You barely taste it when it's in there. Actually, you really can't. And you put all kinds of other fruits in there. Today we're talking about Daz Games. And he has been doing more and more presentations, but none of them I've noticed recently involve talking about animals. And it's so important that all grown-ups talk about animals because we want to save the planet, we want to save animals, and we want to help humans to be healthier. The most important thing, though, is to end the suffering of animals. Canada Goose is a company that involves a lot of torture to animals. It hurts them so much. People buy these coats just as decorations. They want to have the fur trim, and it really hurts the animals. They kill them just so someone can have a decoration on their coat. Here's the mother, Coyote. She wants to go home. She wants to be back with her babies who are waiting for their milk. And she can't. Now you see the expression on her face. It's hard to tell that she's suffering because animals don't have the same facial expressions as we do. But she's suffering. That trap hurts her arm terribly, and she's terrified. She's afraid that some other animal's going to come to hurt her or hurt her pups. And she's afraid she'll never get out of the trap. And the reality is, she won't. She will either die there, or someone will come and hit her until she dies, and then take her skin off and put it into a Canada Goose coat as a decoration over on the top. And the feathers, which we'll watch in a video pretty soon, that will be stuffed into the coat. So please don't buy Canada Goose or any other company that exploits animals. When there are stores nearby, you have a choice. Buy something else. Wear something else. Unless you are way up north and you have no other choice because your own survival is at stake, that's different. But most people have the ability to buy other things. Whether it's food or whether it's a car that doesn't have leather seats, whatever it is, just try your best at all times. The animals are living a holocaust. They're suffering so much, and it's our responsibility to help them. All of us, even kids, can help. Let's look at this video here, which I think is a good example of something that was presented. Now, this video talks about geese and how they are treated and how they end up in Canada Goose coats. Before we start to watch, though, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, just look, I think it's down there. Just press the button because there's a lot of people who watch these videos but aren't subscribed yet, and then you might miss some. And I really want to get to know you guys. I want to be able to follow you. If you have YouTubes of your own, YouTube channels, let me know, and I can maybe review your channel, and we can help each other to make the world a better place by educating people about the animals. So subscribe and hit the bell as well. Just like tap the button down there so that when a new video does come out, you'll know, you'll get a notification. And you can come and type things in the comment section. And if you're an ethical vegan who seems like a really amazing person, I can maybe get you to help out in the as somebody, what do you call it, a moderator in the comment section. So thank you. Let's look at this video together. And I'm hoping that Daz and other people who have millions of followers will try to talk about the animals on their channels. Even if you just do so for 30 seconds, just asking people to watch these important videos. Just say, listen, we played video games, but now I just want to remind you to go and see That Vegan Teacher's site and watch some of the videos that are there. It's important. We really need to educate everybody, and everybody can do their part. Even you guys can share videos like this or tell your friends, hey, let's watch this together. Having said that, let's watch it now. I'm going to be taking some notes about different things that I noticed that Daz did not do in his video, but that are either here or some other suggestions. On my list, for example, I have different things like I have written here, geese, chickens, eggs, pigs, cows, lambs, whales, dolphins. All of these animals need our help. I have written here turkey. I have turkeys. I have written here leather, fur, and wool, and silk. There's other subjects that you could talk about when you're doing your videos, which is the rainforest, the oceans, and the plastic that ends up in these oceans. I also have here restaurants that every time you go to McDonald's or KFC, well, you shouldn't be going there, but if you do, you can say, tell me about your vegan options. Now, even if the restaurant doesn't have anything, make sure you tell the manager, I would like to have some proper vegan options at this restaurant. Proper lentils and tofu and chickpeas and things that are hearty, that make you feel good. When you leave the restaurant, you feel all cozy, like you've had a nice comfort meal. Restaurants need to step up as well. I have something about vegan options I told you about. Make sure in your videos that you talk about oat milk and soy milk, and that you encourage restaurants to become vegan. We can totally do this. If everybody joins together, we can have so much more of a peaceful world. A world where animals are not suffering and where our planet is being saved, healed. See, the problem is that we create these animals to begin with. We rape them into existence. We breed them. We forcefully penetrate them. We force the males to give the sperm. We force it into the females. And then we create all of these animals. And we feed them food that we should be eating ourselves. Instead of growing crops for the animals, we should be growing the crops for humans instead of filtering it through them. Because when we filter food through animals, it's not efficient. It takes a lot more energy. It's bad for the ecosystem. And of course, it's terrible for the animals. Imagine being born just for the sheer purpose of being murdered. Imagine how you would feel knowing you're born into this world and somebody already knows the date that they're going to murder you. You don't get to live to old age. That's a myth. It's not okay how we treat animals. None of the animals deserve it. Animals are here with us on the planet, not for us.
I can barely breathe. Dozens of other geese are piled on top of me. It's so loud. This might be where my story ends, but it isn't how it began. I was born on a massive farm in Manitoba, Canada. There were thousands of us, peeping as loudly as we could. We all wanted one thing, our mothers.
Just to let you know, although this happens in Canada, there's animal abuse all around the world. Excuse me. I happen to live in Canada, and I am trying hard to change the laws here. But unfortunately, it's actually getting worse. They're trying to prevent people from even filming what goes on. So we can't tell the stories of the animals anymore. Imagine that you were in a prison and you didn't belong there, and somebody wanted to try to come and help and just film your condition so they could run and tell people to stop it, and then you got in trouble just for filming. It's sad and it's not all right. The Holocaust never ended for the animals. After World War II, they are still being put in gas chambers and treated like objects. We need to stop that, and all adults should be helping. All adults, all school teachers should be teaching about the facts. Teachers should be showing these kinds of videos in class.
But none of us would ever meet them. I always wondered what mine might be like. It was so chaotic there. Thousands of us in one big shed. No order, all chaos. Oof! I was pushed to the ground. It was so crowded. I had to get up. I had to get up quick before... I felt a helpful nudge. Melvin. Melvin was cute and funny, and we became fast friends. Each day was the same. Wake up, avoid being shoved or pecked at getting to the theaters, try to get a sip of water, and then find some clean bedding to settle on so I could groom my feathers. That got harder and harder as everyone's waste built up in the shed.
What they mean is that these geese, they want to groom their feathers, they want to clean them, but they're surrounded with their own pee and poo all the time. They can't get away from it. They don't have any trees, they don't have any grass. It's hell on earth. But we can create heaven for the animals if we stop breeding them into existence and stop treating them like objects. They are sentient beings. They want to be with their families. Like all animals do, they want freedom. They want to explore the earth. They want to feel the sun on their cheeks. They want to wander around. I'm putting some X's here on Daz's report card because these are all of the different things that he didn't talk about in his videos, about how the cows are treated, the lambs, the whales, and the geese, and how the environment is suffering. All of these things. Somebody like Daz, who has 6 million followers, can talk about that every single video. As I said, even if it's just for 30 seconds, just to say, hey guys, don't forget, we have a social and moral responsibility to help the most innocent among us. So to tell people not just to watch his videos, but to go and watch these. It's a shame that videos like this are not shown in every single school around the world. But they're not, because the meat, dairy, and egg industries are so powerful. And teachers are sometimes not allowed to show things like this. Parents don't want their kids to know the truth. And that's not okay. All children have a right to know the truth of what goes on, so that they know what choices they want to make when they're older.
There were so many birds. Every day the smell got a little worse. It was inescapable. And then, one day, the giant door to the barn creaked open. Melvin and I tried to keep up, and finally we made it out and saw the sky. Wow! So blue and clear. At last, we were free. We hit a fence. What the heck? The whole area was surrounded by a fence. We were trapped. Again, my heart dropped. The vast blue sky had seemed within reach, but... What are those? Hey! Who are you up there? But they flew away and disappeared over the horizon. We were just in another cage. But this time there was no shelter. No shelter from sweltering hot days or freezing windy nights. Melvin and I would huddle close, still dreaming of the world beyond the fence. The world we swore we'd see one day. One morning, I opened my eyes. He said he was a goose born in the wilderness. When he was old enough, his parents taught him to swim. A few months later, they taught him to fly. He has a partner, and goslings of his own now, and he's on his way south for winter. I asked, will I get to do any of that? No. You're being raised so that humans can take your feathers and stuff them into jackets. There are lots of other ways for humans to keep warm, but some companies refuse to change. Companies like Canada Goose. He said some of the feathers taken from the birds on this very farm will end up in Canada Goose jackets. That's why they made you. That's why you'll never be free.
Please remember not to buy Canada Goose or any other jackets or items that contain animal products. There's information on this pamphlet, but you can find more information if you go to PETA.com. PETA is People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. There's also many, many other sites online where you can learn the truth. Don't go to Canada Goose's site. They won't tell you the truth because they want to get money from you. They twist the truth. Many of us have gone and tried to ask at the company what exactly happens, and they're always squirming around, trying to avoid the truth about the suffering.
Hit me in that moment. All of this yearning, this desperate wish to explore outside our endless confinements. I would never get to do that. In my heart, I was a wild goose, just like him. But my body had been turned into this shell. Suddenly, I heard Melvin's shriek, then thousands of others. And then, I saw them, the men approaching us. I was pushed by the other geese, desperately trying to get away.
Imagine somebody picking you up by your neck. How terrified would you be? When your whole life has been terror already. And you just want to be free. We have no right to do this to these poor innocent animals. We need to change. We need a kinder society where every single person looks at this and says, that is not okay. We need to teach people to live in a vegan world where we eat healthy foods, veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, pasta, rice, beans, lentils, chickpeas. Please just Google vegan recipes. And never put any animal products in your shopping cart ever again. You just don't need it. You'll figure it out. Just make that decision today. No more dead bodies on my plate. Just promise yourself that. Don't put them in your shopping cart. And then you will figure it out. You just will. It's like you don't put dead dogs or cats in your shopping cart or on your plate, and you manage. You'll figure it out. You'll learn how to cook tofu. You'll learn all of the different recipes out there. And you'll learn to eat healthy, plain foods like I do. It's totally fine. There's no rule that says that everything has to be fried in oil and add weird ingredients added. Do you know what makes meat taste good, really? Vegan foods. All the different spices are vegan. There are so many cool spices out there that you probably have never even tried and never discovered yet. And when you start discovering them, it's like it opens up your whole world. Now that's when I make things like different curries, different stews. But, you know, you can just eat as simply as this. Nothing added. Nothing taken away. You want your body to be a garden, not a graveyard. Don't put dead things inside your body. Don't put death. Don't put suffering. Don't put sadness.
Oh! I was shoved against the wire fence. More and more geese pushed against me, climbed on top of me. Everyone around me was terrified. When I looked back, I saw why. The men were grabbing geese by their necks, up to 4 at a time. They would shriek and cry, but the men would just throw them into metal boxes. More pushing, getting hard to breathe. I looked for Melvin. He was being crushed. The look in his eyes, I'll never forget it. A man yanked me by the neck, choking me. I was crammed into a low metal shelf, hitting my head and elbows on the hard surface. I strained to see where my best friend was. A man picked him up. He said, "Maybe a heart attack." "Yeah, it happens sometimes." The last time I saw my best friend, his lifeless body was tossed over the fence, discarded like a piece of trash. Then, the whole box rumbled. The birds next to me panicked, and we started moving. After a while, The truck pulled to a stop. Where are we now? And what is that awful smell? Suddenly, the unloading began. More men. This time grabbing us and hanging us upside down. They shoved my legs into metal shackles. I felt a sharp jolt. Ow! That hurt! I flapped my wings trying to get free. Why is this happening? Then, I looked to where we were going, and I saw the blade. This was our end. We're going to be killed, so Canada Goose can stuff our feathers into jackets for humans. Even though there are countless better ways for them to keep warm that don't require me to die. I closed my eyes and pictured me and Melvin flying high in the sky. I wanted so much more for my life. I wanted so much more. Please, don't support Canada Goose until it acknowledges our suffering and switches to animal-friendly materials. Thousands of geese every year are counting on you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being here, everyone. Daz, there are so many different things that you could have talked about. So many different animals, all kinds of different things related to the environment, the oceans, sustainability. I don't know what to tell you. I wish there was something good I could write here. I hope that you change. I hope that you will, in the future, start talking about the animals on a regular basis in each of your videos. It's so important. Thanks to everybody else who's been watching and paying attention. If you're still here, it's great. I'm really proud of you. I know it's hard to hear my messages sometimes. We've been lied to our whole lives. People have just brainwashed us. We didn't know, but now you know. Now you can change. Don't forget to subscribe so I can get to know you. And you can get to know me. We can learn together. Please press the subscribe button and the little bell. And I will see you soon. Be vegan from now on. That's my microphone. I just bumped into. Be vegan from now on.